must remain seated whenever the bus is in motion and when the bus is stopped at traffic lights and in stationary traffic. If you are traveling aboard one of our open-top buses, please ensure your hands, arms, and heads remain inside the bus at all times. Looking for traditional New Zealand food? We have at least 5 sheep for every human, so you can't go wrong eating good New Zealand lamb. Or try hangi. Hangi is a traditional Māori method of cooking food. Food was traditionally wrapped in leaves that are placed on hot stones at the bottom of a hole. The food is then covered with a wet cloth and earth, which traps the heat around the food and cooks it until it's juicy and delicious. New Zealanders call ourselves Kiwis, after the small, brown, flightless kiwi bird. More birds that don't fly evolved here than anywhere else on Earth, including the takahe and kakapo. Until humans arrived, New Zealand birds had no major predators or competition for food except other birds, so some species protected themselves by staying close to the ground. The Māori hunted several flightless species to extinction, including the giant moa. Humans also introduced rats, pigs, and other mammals that threaten birds. Protecting our flightless species is and will continue to be a major battle in wildlife conservation. Auckland's parks and gardens are a good place to spot one of our most beloved birds, and one of the noisiest. The tui uses an impressive vocabulary of songs, grunts, coughs, wheezes, and screams to mark its territory and frighten other birds away. Tui look black from a distance, but up close you can see their iridescent blue, green, and bronze feathers and a white tuft at the throat. They often show off by flying above the forest canopy, then diving straight down, whirring their wings and vocalizing madly. So many of my favorite memories happened where we're headed next, the Auckland Domain. I'm not sure why we call it a domain. Funny name for a park, eh? But with so much to do here, who cares what it's called? Look around as we drive into the 75-hectare green space. You'll see gardens, greenhouses, sculptures, sports fields, and groves of trees with trails winding through them. We'll climb to the high point, where the Auckland War Memorial Museum is located, then circle all the way around the museum to our next stop. Along the way, you might notice the odd shape of the landscape, the hill the museum is on, and then there's what looks like a bowl with gently sloping sides. That's because we're driving through the crater on top of an extinct volcano. Early Māori built a fortified village called a pa here, as they did on many of our volcanoes. Auckland Domain used to be a place where Māori came for protection. Now everyone comes here for recreation, entertainment, enlightenment, and sheer fun. This bus will be doing a full circle of the museum before stopping, so please remain seated. Don't fret about slow-moving traffic around the museum. We're not far from our next stop. Meanwhile, enjoy the view from here on top of the volcano. You'll probably recognize the Sky Tower downtown, another attraction with magical views of the city. We'll stop at the Sky Tower later in the tour. In front of the museum stands a memorial to New Zealand soldiers who've lost their lives in war. But the museum covers a lot more than military history, like the world's leading collection of exhibits about Pacific culture, including an authentic Māori waka or war canoe, and an ancestral meeting house. Take a close-up look at our unique natural history, including flightless birds like the giant moa, an extinct species that stood up to 3 meters or almost 10 feet tall. Experience the terror in Auckland today if one of our volcanoes erupted again. Or trace the evolution of New Zealand design and decorative arts. There's even a heartwarming history of childhood in this country, and an interactive, touchable gallery just for kids. This stop, the museum. Hop off here to explore. There's something for everyone.